Hi, I'm Aaron at One Maybe Two Retro. Welcome back. You're going to see here two boxes. I'm going to do an unboxing of stuff that I probably haven't touched in close to 20 years. This one I think has been in a box for almost 30 years. Probably since 1995, maybe 96. This one, I'm not sure. Certainly, I haven't opened or touched these boxes since I moved to Ottawa in the year 2000. That's Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Let's have some fun and go through these boxes together and see what kind of historic, fun, nostalgia, retro stuff I can find. Yeah, that's probably good. So let's see here. Whoa. Look at that. This is probably one of the first USB hubs I ever had. It's a Pro Connect series by Linksys. Yeah, I think it's all still here. Whoops. There we go. Wow. Yeah, look at this. It's a 4-port USB. Is this one? I think this actually might be a USB 1. Oh, here, you need to zoom in on this. Let's do that. Yeah, I think this is a 4-port USB 1. Very cool. 24 hours a day support, 7 days a week. I think that is going to be it. This might be really interesting to see if it actually still connects to things like a computer. Or maybe not. Wow, I didn't know I still had this. Tragic. Okay, well that's interesting. USB 1. I think I only had one USB. Well, I had mice, keyboards, but I also had one of the first zip drives that was USB 1, and I think that's still up in my office, sitting on the shelf somewhere. I don't know. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay. Holy cow. All sorts of neat stuff. Forgot I had that going. All right. Oh, look at this. This is a Linksys Wireless G extender. And when we say Wireless G extender, it would take the Wireless G signal and repeat it. These did not work very well, but they did work. Oh, look at this. Network cable, Cat 5, I'm assuming. If it's anything less, then it's not really useful to me. Cat 5, it's not even Cat 5e. In theory, won't do 1 gig. Probably why it's in the box. Brand new, in the bag, never opened. Parallel port adapter for a printer. When printers moved to USB and wireless, ran out of the use for that. Oh, I know what this is. How to get in that box? This is an SPIF coax and optical to 5.1 audio out. I used it for connecting older hardware to 5.1 systems. Not sure why it's in my computer box. Oh yeah. This will be a DV. Look, it's still brand new in the package. A DVI cable. Maybe a dual link. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's a single link. Oh, look at this. Not quite new in the package, but certainly still in its packaging. A USB, a mini. Ooh, look at that. Car charger. Which, no car's charging off of that anymore. Oh, yeah, okay. So here's the Linksys 2.4 gigahertz wireless G Wi-Fi modem router and modem. This was, I think, my first wireless that I had. I think I might have had a B. I thought, oh no, I think it was my second version of this that died. Oh, look at what we have here. We have an RS-232 straight. I think this is going to be straight through. I don't believe this is going to be null. We could test it, but handy to have around with some of the stuff we've been working with lately on the Amiga and the Commodore. Oh, well, look at what we have here. We have gender changer on maybe a straight through RS-232, maybe not, with an adapter. So in my kit, in my integration kit, and when we talk about integration, we're doing hardware and software integration. Back in the day, that would have been about 93, 94, and 95. Oh, this is weird. Oh, I'm doing this the wrong way. Crap. I would have had serial cables for testing serial devices, COM links to modems and other CNC machines, and all sorts of interesting third-party peripherals. And it's not interesting. That one looks really new, but I don't think so. The other thing that we would have used is null modem cables for connecting two computers directly with each other, both for testing out terminal interoperability as well as for using the piece of software LapLink. You could also use a parallel cable, which is, along with it was much faster over parallel. The interesting thing is LapLink still exists, and they still make specialized cables, USB to USB cables, for transferring data between machines. Like, the company actually still exists. That's really interesting. And the reason why I looked up the company is Adrian Black on Adrian's Digital Basement had mentioned it, and I'm like, that was a standard piece of my diagnostic / repair toolkit. Here's a floppy drive from a Dell laptop circa no date code. FDM 101. And this was swapped out with a floppy, with a CD-ROM, most likely. Some of the older laptops had CD-ROMs floppy drives, and batteries that could interchange on a standard connector. Don't have the laptop anymore. Here's another DB9 serial cable. Oh no, that's a VGA extension. Okay. That too might be handy. Okay, this one I bet you is another VGA extension. Okay. I got a few of these. Okay, nothing wrong with having oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a Cat 5e, good for 1 gig. Looks like it's a 50-footer. Again, useful for when trying to transfer data between multiple machines, especially when using Novell networks or Windows NT 3.51 or 4. There wasn't medium big enough to copy between machines, and networking or using a lap link was one of the ways to go. I seem to have kept that. This is funny. All right. So yeah, it looks like a network cable, but it's a telephone extension cord that would go between your base unit and your handset. With a swivel that helps reduce these things from getting all tangled. Yeah, and this would spring out to 25 feet. Don't know why I'm keeping that. But we also have this as well. That's a phone splitter with a 10 or 15 foot cord on it. Well, we'll get to the end of this box. But here we go. This is, again, most likely a serial. DB25 to DB25, maybe a null modem. They never marked the null modem. I'm going to have to get out a continuity tester, because all null modem does is switch the transmit and receive pins. And in doing so, that means one computer that on the transmit pins on the other go to the receive pin at the other end, and vice versa. And that's what makes it a null modem cable, or sometimes referred to as a lap link cable. But really a null modem cable officially. Well, it's more power cords. Look at this. Oh, this is interesting. This is a power connector for, I think this. Yeah, we don't care about these. Yeah, I think this allowed it to be plugged into the wall somewhere, and yeah, you could do this like that, or was it like this? Yeah, there we go. Funny that I kept both parts. Got stuff in here from the last 20 years, so obviously there is some stuff in here that is newer than 30 years old, so it must be the other box that I haven't really touched. This is some of that stuff. Here is a Linksys power connector for the wireless. Here is a USB-A cable. Handy somewhere else. Not really handy, actually. Everything's micro these days. 2 more power cords. And that didn't say center. Some screws, probably mounting for that, and a phone extender. All right. Most of the stuff I'm going to put back into this box, but not too exciting. The power cables, always can use power cables. The serial cables are actually quite useful, as I said right now, since we are I've been doing some stuff with cereal stuff lately, so maybe I'll just keep those out. All right. All right. So, what's in this box? All right. Oh. I bet you that that's just a gender changer. I bet you this is an ISO number, so I'd be able to look that up. But yeah, I think it's just a straight DB9 gender changer for RS-232. All right, what's this? Oh, I remember this. Look at this. Predecessor before smartphones. Your PDA companion. Look at that. Oh, I left the batteries in. That's shameful. Oh, well, maybe lucky enough. Oh, this one looks horrid. Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, there was leakage, but it looks like it's contained in this nice battery holder. That didn't fare too well, but do I have any batteries here that I can... I want to see if this thing works. Oh, the machine may lose data if batteries are removed for more than a minute. Okay. This is gross. Oh, right over my keyboard and everything. Oh, gross. Okay. Do we have batteries up here? Thought we had batteries here. Okay. Yeah. Some batteries. Interesting. Will this work? Holy crap, it's booting. Oh, this thing was awesome. Remove the stylus. Tap anywhere to continue. Wow. I just want to make sure you can see that. Yeah, maybe I'll zoom in just a bit for you. Try and hold it flat. Country. No, I'm not Mexico. I'm not Iceland. Canada. What time is it? It's, well, right now it's 9:01 p.m. Okay. Is it Y2K compliant? Seems it. Can it handle 2025? It can. I think today's the 29th. There we go. This thing's awesome. This had a graffiti script that, for instance, let's try it. So that would be you can see it had a very specific pattern. So let's try A, B, C, D, E. Oh, you see, that wasn't quite right. I didn't read that. Oh, it did. Okay. Oh, and there it shows what I'm actually. That it got as E. So it was kind of like the Newton. I think this came out after the Newton. I think. Had address, calculator, date book, expense, memo pad, do preferences, hot sync, which used a serial interface for syncing. I mean, you know, it was really good. You could sync this over your cell phone too, or was it, you know, regular landline? You could sync it over the regular landline, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, that's the address book, but you could. So it had these hotkeys for different things, and then I'm not sure. I thought this thing had some weird iridescent green glow to it. There's a dial here. Yeah, so that's your contrast. Oh, here it is. Oh no. Am I able to look at this in preferences? Oh, that's right. It would do infrared syncing using it. Oh, that was so cool. So yeah, this was my PDA, my assistant that I used while working with the federal government before I got one that was built in with the phone. There's a little graffiti. Oh, that's really cool. Now I wonder if I still have the sync dock, which was a serial dock. That is so neat. And it still works. Oh, now you can, oh, yeah, you could also press with your fingers. That's right. And if I'm not mistaken, if you had like a pen, yeah, you could press with the pen too. So it wasn't like a special stylus or anything like that. Oh yeah, it lost all of its settings. Well, I hope I wonder, you know, I bet, all right. You want nostalgia, right? So this was my first digital GMS standard cell phone, Fido, which became part of Rogers. So I have my own computer business in Toronto. We use those. This was my, oh, I still have one of these. I'm surprised these batteries aren't crap. So this is a CDMA Nokia 101, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a 102. Why am I looking in here? Well, is the battery really swelled that? There we go. Nokia 101, look at that. Oh, that's not looking good. I don't know why I kept all these. It's a Mitsubishi that Motorola. Oh yeah, here's a multi-line text pager. And then this is the next gen. Wow. I was writing software that would transmit paging signals. Look at all the pagers I've got. Jesus. But what I'm looking for in here, I don't know why it'd be in here, but more box of nostalgic stuff. I was hoping to be able to find, what is this? Oh, pager documentation. There's my notes on integrating with the pager. I was hoping in one of these boxes. Oh, look at that. Pentium 2. A piece of RAM. 1.44. Okay. So remember I was saying earlier that we had these lap-link cables, aka data cables. So this is a parallel data transfer cable that would work with the lap-link software and be much faster than the serial. Power cord, $2.49. And yes, here we go. Here's a great example of this is a network crossover cable. So again, for going from a network card to a network card, we're doing data transfers. And I got a couple of phone cables, but oh, look at this. A PS2 to USB connector. That's always handy. And yes, I didn't really mention it. This was a quick cam, one of the first, well, this is the second gen. 640 by 480. All right. Well. So, no luck. I was hoping to find the base station for this. I'm sure it's floating around in a box somewhere. All right. There's the USB zip drive that I was mentioning. Manuals for PC to TV and MMX laptop manual. Oh, one of the first digital phone books that you could get, at least in Canada. Here's a real Windows 95. Look, it's authentic. User manual. Oh. I don't know what on earth I was using this for, but great handy 74LS and 74ALS logic data books. So concept of operations for all those chips with their schematics, inputs, outputs, etc. Cool. Oh, the Computer Olympics programming guide for Computer Olympics games. Bachelorgram C program. Oh, that's nothing we need to worry about. I shouldn't actually have that. License 250. Oh, this will be interesting. Oh, look at this. This, my friends, is one of the first IBM Idea or ThinkPads. Oh my gosh. This is an IBM tablet computer. Okay. How do I get into it? There we go. Oh, look at that. It's T710. Oh, the rubber is really sticky. That's the beast of a protective case. My God. Okay, so I remember this. One of my clients had this and had no idea how to use it. It had, oh, I almost don't want to, okay, I'm not seeing any bulging from the battery. Oh, that's for expansion of RAM. Okay, I think it ran a 486. This is copyright 81 and 92. 20 volt, 1 amp. Is that AC or DC? I don't know where the power supply for this is. It's DC in. I'm gonna have to go dig. Yeah, no doubt it doesn't power on. The pen is here on the side. This will be an interesting dive. Not Commodore related, I recognize that, but this was not one of their transformables. Uh-oh. Okay, good. Oh, don't do that, Aaron. It'll be really interesting to see if this thing launches. Okay, that's quite a find. I don't remember the last time I looked at this. But yeah, this has been in hiding since 95 or 96 at least. I'm gonna have to take some great care. Let me have a quick look here online. Google here, and let's find the IBM. Doesn't even say the model. I can't even remember whether this was a prototype or production run. It is an IBM ThinkPad 710T. Okay. Yeah. So look at this. And don't mind the clock on the side there. That's just a time-based correction. A monochrome ST display with 640 by 480 RAS. 60 megabyte hard drive. 4 megabyte standard RAM. It did have a Type 2 PCM CIA slot. Okay, this is battery in here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Thank God it's a cell. This is going to be a CR 2450. I don't see a PCM CIA slot on this one here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Right there. That could mean that I could spin this up. That's very cool. The keyboard's not provided. Yeah, it's just a Type 2 slot, I'm pretty sure. And then there's the PennDOS that came with, that's right, it came with a PennDOS, but also could run regular DOS and Windows 3.11. I think, yeah. I bet in here, I think this was a work in progress for me. Yes, look. So here's one of the hard drives that came out of it. Oh. Okay, so that's an old mini IDE drive. See how thick it is? Like 16 megabytes. Okay, so here's another one. It's a little thinner. This one's 60 megabytes. So if I recall correctly, one of these had PennDOS installed on it, and the other one, this is 172 megabytes. This one I think had Windows installed on it, no PennDOS. Oh, look at this. So it looks like I remember this, to get the hard drive out, I needed to remove a number of the components. Oh dear, I've stored these poorly. And so, interesting. The LED and this board and the switch card here. Are temporarily removed. If I recall correctly, it goes like this. This is why the switch is falling in. Yeah, I'm going to be very gentle here. Very easy to put back in place but you had to remove those anyways to get the hard drives in and out. So I think even if I find the power supply, I'm not going to be able to. But both drives being out, I should be able to, if they work, I can image them and then possibly get an SD replacement for them. And that would be my plan on that. That's going to be an interesting project. Oh, wow. Really cool. Okay. So a more recent home router, probably 300. Yeah, the DIR 651. I'm not going to open this. You know, I'm not. This isn't 20 years old. Interesting. I don't recall this, how I got this into this box, but if I do a quick look here, D-Link DIR 655, I think that's the model number. Yeah, so 300 wireless and 4 gigabit ports. I had all the different cards that went along with this. I might have this DWA 652, which I could use in. Oh my God. Okay, well this is used, but oh my God. No way. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. I thought these were gone forever. Oh, wow. Okay, so some of you may have heard me mention, or maybe I haven't, but certainly in the communities. Okay, so I ran some of Canada's largest bulletin board systems back in the day, late 80s, early 90s. Maximum Overdrive, Cyberlink, some of them I can't remember the names. My alias was Firefox. I still go by that alias today. And as part of the Hamilton Commodore Users Group, which was not associated with the Toronto Pet Users Group, but essentially the same sort of thing. At one point we had 20,000 members or something like that. It was, sorry, that was Toronto Pet User Group. At one point, the Hamilton Commodore User Group had somewhere around 5,000 extended members. I ran the Hamilton Commodore User Group bulletin board system, and my own Maximum Overdrive ran on a number of different platforms over the time, starting on the C64, running CNET, and then I can't believe I have this. And then moving on to the Commodore 128, a bit on CNET, on a couple other BBS platforms, but ultimately the most useful, especially for data transfers and multi-drives and capabilities with faster modems, was Ed Perry's BBS, or eBBS. And when we started the bulletin board system ramifications, we bought the IP for Ed Perry's BBS or eBBS, and so that would have been at version 4.5, and you'll see that there are those versions still floating around as the last versions on the internet. We never released our version 4.6, version 4.7, version 4.8 to anybody. Version 4.9 beta for version 5, as we were still working out some of the bugs. But some of the stuff we did with this is we pushed the user port so you could use a 14.4 modem on it. We rewrote the kernel code for that UART interface. We made it SwiftLink compatible, which I have a SwiftLink card. We enhanced it to be ANSI aware and did full ANSI 40 and 80 column PETSCI and ASCII translation. It was one of the first that ever really did that at the bulletin board side on the Commodore 128. And then we updated and enhanced a DOORS-like system, and then I wrote a scripting language for that DOORS system, so you could do very simple page-by-page text-based adventures, etc., without actually having to do much in the way of coding, using a rather simple markup language. We were working on expanding it. We added Z modem to it, I think. We had multi-file Y modem, which I think version 4.5 had. Of course, it had punter, etc. So it had all the great newer transfer capabilities. But when I gave away my 128, I thought I gave all this away. I haven't touched these in probably close to 30 years. None of these discs, I guarantee you, have been touched in 30 years. And other than the one other person who I had partnered, and I believe would agree with me that he technically still owns the IP for this, unless he's sold it, but he would have told me otherwise, I would have thought. It's funny, I had reached out to him the other day. I won't mention him by name if he has no interest in this, but this is so the keys. This is the first time I have probably touched these discs, or anybody has touched these discs and gone through them in 30 years. And I would say most likely the only person in the world right now that has the source code, albeit the one I mentioned, and certain level of rights to that source code to Ed Perry's BBS. I guarantee you it has not been open sourced. Otherwise we would have seen it floating around on the internet. I have been searching the internet for this, and it's been in my box on a shelf in my office for at least 20 years, and probably in this box since I moved to Ottawa since I gave away my Commodore 64 and 128s and everything. Yes, I gave them all away. But as you can see here, I've got disks that have RAM, that's short for ramifications, running on what would be eBBS 4.8 version B. Here is the source files uncompiled. You can see I had dates on here of April 22nd, 94 AM. Yeah, that's my versioning control. Hey, Matthew Desmond, here's one of my original Desterm disks that we used almost exclusively to test 80 column 128 Petsky and ANSI from a 128 perspective. That would be a work disk. I'm not sure whether this is, Here's GNOME kit with a bunch of 128. Big Blue Reader 3.1. All right, so do I have the tools that I need? So to compile this, you need an assembler compiler as well as Blitz compiler. Data Becker Basic 1581. Okay. Basic 64. Well, that label's coming off. Look at this. An original 1581 Demos utility. 2 of them. Well, I had 4 drives. Disk cat inventory. Geos. Upload, download, games, utilities. That looks like it's a bulletin board site. Here's another source files, partially compiled. Okay, this looks like this is the version 4.8 source files for the assembly files. Here's our beta test from May 23rd, 94. Here's the next one from May 26, 94. So when I left developing this software, I was responsible for all the basic P code development, which was the main operations of the BBS, and then we had straight machine language for the data transfer, for handling a bunch of the background operations, obviously the UART communications, etc. Here's one from, I think that's August 3rd, 94. Oh, here we go. Here's from July 17th. This is the SwiftLink version that we were working on in 94. Or this one's from June 24th, 94. So wow. That's amazing. I am so stoked. One of the things that I wanted to do, getting back into the retro, was find this. I had no idea I still had it. Oh my goodness. I haven't lost it. It's all here. Was that 4.7 or 4.9? That would have been 93. That would have been 4.7. Here's when we added the door system and the new sysop system 2.2 and 3.2. So this would have been very shortly after we got eBBS. So this would have been a revised version of 4.5 with some very basic changes to it, including the door system. Ramifications is the name of the bulletin board system that we ran. This looks like an install disk. This looks like an original source code. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Source files. he had this funny thought of naming a bulletin board system God for great online design. That became ramifications. Oh, look, here we go. God. I think. There's that's probably the Hamilton Commodore User Group BBS. Backup. Here's CNET version 12 that we were running on for a bit. Deeper Dungeon, which was a bulletin board system. That's the data backup for Deeper Dungeon. Interesting. I don't remember running a bulletin board called Deeper Dungeon. Why do I have copies of it? Here's some more backups, including shoot 'em up data. Here's all my Geo stuff. Oh, it'll be interesting to see. I bet you have some schoolwork on this. I don't remember using Gateway, but I guess I liked it. I'm not sure. Well, we know I restarted. Just look at all this Gateway Geos work. God, this stuff always took a lot of this. Oh, look at this Marvel character disc. Shoot 'em up for shoot 'em up construction set. Video Fox. More blanks. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm taking you guys on a journey. So here's the bulletin board. So device number 1, device number 2, device number 3. I don't see 4. Here's 5. F-14 Tomcat. Oh. We're gonna play that. Gunship. Utilities. Huh. Whole bunch of utilities. Novaterm. CS-DOS. I don't remember CS-DOS. C system, I believe that's, yep. That would be Power C. Yeah, or Super C. So yeah, back in high school, I was learning to program in C, teaching myself. Oh, look at this. And then we have a bunch of floppies here. One that's got eBPS 4.8 scratched out. Okay. So, if this is this important to me, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Lost forever, found. Let's just say, you know, I don't remember it in the last 20 years, so obviously lost for 25 to 30 years in a box with a whole bunch of other retro junk, IP that the world hasn't probably seen in 30 years. And I have it here exclusively. One of the most prolifically respected bulletin board systems of its time, and you know, precursor to the internet, and certainly highly respected in the Commodore 8-bit world. Wow. So as I was saying, I set myself on a mission to find this back in the day when I started this retro journey, because there was one bug, I believe, in the Doors system that we could never solve. We were not able to solve it. And I need the source code to do it. And I'm gonna get ramifications up and running again. And I'm going to remind myself on how to develop this platform, because I don't think I wrote any documentation for it. This is incredible. Wow. You certainly are going to see more direct unboxing as this is part of the reason why I bought 1581 was to be able to find the originals of these online, hopefully, or through that previous acquaintance of mine. And wow. I'm not going to edit this out. I'm going to leave it in. This is incredible. This is part of the reason why I started this journey, and I just can't describe how amazing it is to find this. It's not a game that I played. This is IP that I sourced, developed, owned, and left forgotten and behind. And this is, it's not valuable in anything other than a nostalgia perspective and a piece of history that actually hasn't been documented at all in the Commodore community beyond EBBS 4.5. And I bet you most of you watching this had no idea this ever existed. Tingling. Okay. You know what I didn't see in here? I didn't see the Blitz compiler, which is required. I think I can still get copies of that. I owned a copy. Own a copy. But it probably went with all my 1571 discs. I don't think they make it anymore. So I think I can probably get it without any IP infringement, without any copyright infringement. But that's a different story. I digress. Wow, a new part of the journey, the software side. I've been playing with the hardware for really, you've only seen since October, but probably since February of 24. And this, we're going to have some fun with this. We're going to explore, and we're going to get ramifications up and running. Now, there is another bulletin board system that I am helping set up that I got to finish that one first, or at least the first phase of that one, get it launched before I'm allowed to do my own. But that doesn't mean on the side I'm not going to start archiving these discs. I have an XU 1541 on order. It's probably the easiest way to archive this stuff. But I can't wait to dig. I can't believe it. This is amazing. Thanks for joining me on my little unboxing journey. It took a little longer than I thought, but look at what we found. Found some really neat stuff. The IBM ThinkPad, this Palm Pilot, and IP that hasn't seen the light of day in 30 years. Gold. I'm Aaron at 1BB2 Retro. Cheers.